Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sky Factory 3. So, I actually have quite a few things growing in here now, here at the farm, and I've done a little bit of reorganizing. So, you notice these chests that were here are totally gone now. Anyway, for the farm, let me just go down the list of things. So, I had these Inferium crops planted, and that was it. Last episode we did Diamond, Emerald, Draconium, Yellorium, and Vibrant Alloy, right down this row. And then after that, I made some Tier 3 crafting seeds and went over here and did some of these. So we've got Steel, Dark Steel, Pulsating Iron, Energetic Alloy, and a Redstone crop over on this side. And then on the other side, we've got Redstone Alloy, Quartz Enriched Iron, Electrical Steel, Conductive Iron, and Mana Steel. So, tons of stuff that I don't have to actually use my alloy smelter for. So, that'll save time in the long run. So, I had this Quartz Enriched Iron crop, and you actually get 8 ingots for every 8 essence that you put together. So, 1-to-1 ratio. So, I have a ton of that stuff. And I was like, you know what? That is the stuff that you use for the refined storage mod. So I took the little setup I had over here that I just barely got started on, moved it downstairs. Now we have our refined storage area right here. It's all the junk in it. Well, most of the junk in it. I did, let's see, so I've got the controller. There's an energy cell right there, the power cell that's keeping this thing powered. Okay, so controller, disk drive, I've got one 64K drive, a solderer with the auto export going on to export stuff back into the system when it's finished. Crafting grid, pattern grid, a crafter pointing into the solderer so it makes all the stuff that needs the solderer. So I can auto solder, and then another crafter pointing out this way that's not hooked to anything to make the storage parts, and then the construction and destruction cores. So mostly it's just set up to make more parts of itself, to make it easy, and then all the storage and stuff in here. And then up here I've got the processing pattern encoder to make these kind of patterns to point into things to make processed goods instead of just crafted goods. But anyway, so that's where all the stuff in those chests went. And I'm at 37% full, so I've got almost 24,000 items in there. And I also expanded lava production from 5 to 25. And I did that after I planted that redstone crop because I was getting a lot of redstone. To make netherrack, so a barrel of lava, and then you right-click redstone into the lava, and it gives you a block of netherrack. So I was like, you know what? I need Manulin to upgrade my cleaver so we can do wither fighting easier. So it doesn't take like a year to kill the wither, because I have a need for nether stars. So I had to get netherrack to get cobalt and ardite to make Manulin. And I was sitting there grinding that out for, well, hours, let's just say. I've been on for like 4 hours today already, but started yesterday, so yeah. Anyway, it's taken a while. So here's what I got. 10 cobalt and 11 ardite, and then I was opening loot bags and got 3 Manulin ingots. So now I have too much. But instead of just taking the cobalt and ardite and making them into Manulin and finishing off the Manulin seed, I'm going to go ahead and use some of the cobalt, actually 8 of this, to make a cobalt seed so that I can use cobalt for my tools. And actually there is no ardite seed, but I never make anything out of ardite, so the ardite is going to be used just to make the Manulin, to have the 4th ingot there. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what this setup here was for. So I was making the netherrack upstairs, splitting the stack in half and then putting half in this hammer, half in that hammer, just so it processed through there faster. And those were both going into this, the sieve here, and I was just giving that food to speed it up. And yeah, it took forever because each of these little ore pieces has a 1% chance of dropping with a diamond mesh, and that's as good as it gets. Lower than a diamond mesh, I think if you use an iron one, it's like a 0.8% chance for each one. So yeah, it takes quite a bit. Anyway, I needed 8 to finish off the manual and ingot there, because you have to use 4 to make the 1 cobalt ore chunk, which will smelt into 2 ingots, and then 2 chunks will make 4 ingots that you can then make the seed out of. And ardite is just going to get smelted. But let's go up here. I'm going to drop these off in here like that, so we can get the ingots to make the seeds out of. And real quick, let me double check. Okay, cook that into that. Hang on. Which one do you make the seeds out of? Does it have to be the Tinker's Construct cobalt? I guess it does. Anyway, we need a Superium essence for that. So that's a tier 4 seed. Let's just reach in here. This one? Well, there's 3 right there. I'll just break one of these down. There. Actually, I have to make the seed, don't I? Dirt, stone, nature, constant. Oh, I made a Constantan seed also. But I don't have a need for Constantan, so I harvested a little bit of it, like a stack and a half or so, and then just picked it back up, and then replaced it with that redstone seed there. That's why that one's like kind of in a weird spot for the rest of them. Anyway, here's the chest, the output chest, for what we're getting out of here. All the things. Anyway, yeah, I need to make this tier 4 seed real quick. So we start, food chest is over here now. Start with a regular, like a wheat seed. And let me grab some, I've already got a few. Well, no, that's for something else. Let me just start with a Supremium block. So 4 of those. 4 of those. I already had 4 of those. That's the base seed. Break that down, get 4 of those. Break those down, get 4 of these. Break those down, get 4 of those. Alright, so you need 4 of every single one. And then you need a wheat seed and 4 prosperity shards. And crafting table. I need to put a crafting table like right there, because I keep wanting to use a crafting table right there. But it's like over here. And this one, really, I could probably just move it, because this is only here because my storage was right here to start with. But anyway, so we go seed. 4 of those for the base. Add the Inferium for tier 1. Add the Prudentium for tier 2. Intermedium for 3. And Superium for 4. And I don't really need that stuff. But if I was going to tier 5, you'd use those 4 to go up to tier 5. And this other stuff we can just put back in there. Alright, how's this doing? Should be done. Yep, 4 cobalt. Oh, I actually need 4 more of those. Like that, okay. So seed. essence on the sides, cobalt in the corners, and cobalt seeds. Alright, so I don't have any cobalt to make the Mannulin with now, but I can grow some, which is the whole idea here. So I'm going to put the cobalt like there, and I'll put the Mannulin here. And really, the way I have these laid out, I should probably not put any more unique item plant types behind that row or behind these two rows, because whenever the farming station goes by in rows and harvests these, it only has 6 slots to hold items in here. So whenever it harvests these, those 6 slots will fill up, and if there's like a 7th thing that it hits in a relatively short amount of time, then it will say, oh hey, my inventory is full, and just skip that one and continue scanning through. So it can actually skip spaces. But these Inferium things here all are the same item type, so they stack together in one slot right there. And so the second one, the cobalt plant, will go into the second slot, like it just did. Aha, good example. And then this third row, where there are no plants, I can put the Mannulin right there, and it will hit that on its own before it starts this next row. And so that'll be a maximum of 6. So those 5 plus this one if it's still sitting in there when it hits that row. But to try to alleviate that, I put 15 speed upgrades in there, just so that this conduit will pull the items out faster, because I had the chest sitting there against the farming station, and it wasn't exporting items fast enough. They were getting clogged up in there, like with the exact same setup. So I went ahead and put a conduit there to go from the farming station into the chest. The chest is just kind of an intermediary storage area for the essence, and then it's also the end point for the resources that are being crafted by these crafters here. Which I had to make more crafters because there were so many different item types here that, like, an advanced filter has 10 slots, but I've got like 20 things here. Well, 17 now, but still. Every crafter only has 8 slots for recipes. So the first one has all these essence crafting things going on, and I had 3 slots left over, so the Mana Steel, Quartz, Enriched Iron, and Dark Steel go in this one. So we're filtered for those. The second one has Diamond, Emerald, Draconium, basically this whole row in it. And then Steel, Energetic Alloy, Pulsating Iron in that one. And the top one is Conductive Iron, Redstone Alloy, Electrical Steel, and Redstone, which was the last thing I did. It was Constantan, but like I said, I replaced it because I have no use for that. Yeah, so how are we doing on the cobalt? It should all just be sitting right here. Yeah, because it isn't filtered anywhere. Like so. 3 ingots out of 8. Pretty good. Alright, so now let's melt down our Ardite. And while that's processing, let's move on to part 2 of what I want to get done right now. If you've looked at my inventory when I had it open, you might have noticed I've got a soul vial with a thing in it, which happens to be an Enderman, and also a vibrant crystal right here. And that is because we're going to be upgrading our lava generator Mark 1s. I made 5 extras to add to the 3 that we have over here to have a total of 8. And we're going to upgrade these to Mark 2s. Well, not all of them. We're going to put all 8 of them together into a lava generator Mark 2 that's going to sit right here. But yeah, this is probably overkill on the lava, but I wanted this stone barrel to get a ton of lava into it, because I was just spam right-clicking redstone into it, and I wanted it to stay full all the time. So yeah. But I'm not sure how much lava a tier 2 generator is going to consume over time while it's working. So, you know, well, now we've got plenty, or probably well more than enough. So anyway, part 2 here, I need to make a soul binder. I have all the parts for it. There we go, like so. So it's 4 Solarium, which are soul sand and gold alloyed together. Zombie head, Enderman head, Creeper head, and Skeleton head, which we got all from our mob grinder. machine chassis, which is 4 iron bars, and a basic capacitor, which you make like so. That's copper in the middle. Anyway, all that together, soul binder. Ta-da! And I'm going to take this stuff here down because I'm done using it. Just a little temporary setup to knock out all that cobalt and ardite mess. Alright, put those away, put the mesh away. The ore pieces, I guess I'll put in here. It's really the only place I have for them. I could put them upstairs with the other pulverized stuff, but I'd never get any more of them, so whatever. They'll just be in here collecting dust, I guess. Put the conduit away. Alright, so soul binder, we're just going to stick it right there for now. Let it charge up. And we're going to go Enderman and Vibrant Crystal. Here's the recipe for that. Vibrant alloy around an emerald. Right there. This is probably going to take a while. 6 levels. I actually have 7. It doesn't take as long as I thought. Hang on, I had 7 and I went down to 3. I guess that extra little bit of the bar that I had filled in was equivalent to 3 levels, because it takes more experience every time you go up a level. Alright, so we have our Ender Crystal now. Let's go up here, knock out these 3 lava generators, and combine these all together. And they do not retain their inventory. Okay, good to know. Probably a good thing I didn't knock them out beforehand. Anyway, so 8 Mark 1s, Ender Crystal, Mark 2. Hopefully it is equivalent, if not better than 8 Tier 1s stuck together, but it should be. 640 RF per tick, and it holds 1,000,000 energy on its own, 4,000 lava. So that's the same, and that's the same, but it outputs, well, 8. It was 80 RF per tick times 8, so 640. It is exactly the same as 8 of them stuck together. So I didn't really need the Ender Crystal. I could have just stuck all 8 of them in a row here, but whatever. It's a space saver. Maybe it's more efficient. It might use less lava. I'm not sure about that. I haven't looked up the specifications on them. But anyway, I also upgraded the energy conduits here to the Ender energy conduits. So we have a max transference of 20,480 RF per tick. But we're not using anywhere near that much. So anyway, this thing should kick out more than enough power than we're ever going to use for anything we have running right now, because I don't have any humongous, gigantic, crazy system things going on. Probably the most power right now is being used by these crafters, because I've got 3 here, 1 over there, 1 there. I was going to put 1 downstairs, but there's not 1 down there to put together those loot bags. I've got 1 in the nether, and yeah, that should be it. So I've got quite a few, and they're going to be using the most power out of everything because they're running non-stop. Other than that, though, there's 1 hammer and 1 sieve running right now, and that's it. Oh, well, this crusher, this is where that power cell came from. I haven't replaced it yet, but I don't really have a need for any more soul sand at the moment. I haven't made the soulium yet to start getting mob chunks, but some of that's going to be used for that, but not a whole lot. Anyway, that's all I'm going to use a soul binder for. Oh, I came up here to get that ardite. I can take down that soul binder. I don't really need it at the moment, but I might as well just leave it for now. Alright, so 1 cobalt and 1 ardite make 1 manulin, and I don't want it to auto-export because I think they melt at at different speeds. I think the cobalt melts faster than ardite, So I'm going to set this to never active so it doesn't auto export as soon as the cobalt is ready. Put those in to be smelted. Maybe the ardite is faster. Yeah, I put the cobalt in first, and the ardite is ahead of it slightly. Yeah, the ardite is slightly faster, apparently. Anyway, also, alloying metals together in a smeltery is an instant, like it used to be like in 1.7 mod packs. It actually takes time. So if I put the mouse like right here, you can actually see the amount get ticked down whenever they start combining together. See? It doesn't do it instantly, it actually calculates and ticks it down per nugget or whatever. Alright, now that we have that one ingot, I can turn this back on. Let it flow into here. Solidify. And now we have our fourth Mannulin, which I can use this last bit of my preloaded inventory for. Tier 5 crafting seeds. Supremium essence. 4 Mannulin. We have Mannulin seeds. And get planted. Oh, I took out the growth accelerators, and now I have 10 of these tier 2 growth crystal things down here. Just kind of like laying out down here. Well, there's 10 here. There's actually 3 above that, so I have 13. I don't think that they stack. Like, the effect doesn't stack. One of them affects like a 9x9, and it doesn't increase higher than that. Like, it's either yes or no, are they in the effect range of one of these or not? But in case they do stack, I've got 13 of them. And things are growing fast enough. The farming station doesn't get back to the row of stuff before it's ready again, so I guess I don't need it any faster than that. Anyway, so I need to upgrade this crafter here to a tier 3 so I can add more recipes to it because it's full right now. So we just mine that out. And it actually retains all information and its inventory whenever you pick it up. So, really handy. You don't have to worry about clearing it out and resetting filters and all kinds of other stuff. Just pick it up, upgrade it, and go back. So I need 2 crafting tables. Where are my planks? There we go. So 2 of those, and I need 2 redstone torches. Well, I'll just throw them in there. And do that. Tier 3, and we can clear that back out. Go back up here. So the filters and stuff are all on the conduit, so I don't have to worry about that. The inventory and recipes are on the item itself, are in the unit itself, and they retain whenever you pick it up and move it. So we gain 4 more crafting slots here, which I'm going to set for the cobalt and Mannulin. We need to actually use an advanced filter for this. Do I have an advanced filter? Yes, I do. So I'm going to remove the one that's in here. Hang on, let me double check here. So conductive iron, redstone alloy. Let me get 1 each of these. Electrical steel, redstone, cobalt, Mannulin. Alright, that should be all 6 things I need. So I'm going to take this one out, put that one in, whitelist each of these. Just for OCD's sake, we're going to put all the ingot, all the ones that look the same up there, and redstone by itself down there. You're welcome, OCD people. I am not OCD, but I know people get to be that way. Redstone needs to be exported. Some premium blocks need to be exported. All these extra alloy stuff that got thrown in here when the filter was missing don't need to be in here. We have a ton of draconium now, actually, because of the farm. Alright, so new recipe. We're going to double click here. We're going to set it up for cobalt. Make sure it is external, so it'll be exported back into that chest down there. Apply. Let that get crafted. Excuse me. Let that get crafted. Next one, double click that. Set this one up like that. We get 2 manulin per 8 essence. Is really good. Let those go through. And we're good. Make sure there's nothing in here that shouldn't be. Alright, we are good to go then. Now we have manulin ingots. So as soon as I get 8 manulin, I think it takes 8. I'm going to replace my cleaver head here. It is still actually iron and copper and a wooden handle. So as soon as I get 8 manulin ingots in there, I will be melting those down and making a new cleaver head. This cobalt is all going to be used for tools and, I don't know, maybe other stuff. Not sure what I'm going to use all that cobalt for. That actually is probably more than I need. But, yeah. And I believe that's all I was going to do this episode. So, yeah. Ignore this. So, yeah, that is pretty much everything. Get you guys all caught up on what's going on here. And include you in some of the work. So, until next time, thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Oh, I upgraded all this too. Well, not upgraded, but I switched out all this with the dark glass. So you can see everything going on inside. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Leave me some comments and stuff and things. And until next time, I'll see you guys then. Have a good day.